Hello guys, how are you? Hope you are all fine. It's your boy here, Matamu, and today we're gonna be discussing and analyzing a literal text by a South African author who is known as Lidudu Malingani Mkombothi. So guys, before we begin, before we continue with the synopsis and the themes, the styles, we're gonna first kick off with the biography of the author, so that you are able to know whom are we talking about, whom wrote the story, whom is the author of this story, of this very interesting and emotional story. So as I began mentioning you the name as Lidudu Malingani Mkombothi, but he is writing as Dudu Malingani Mkombothi. So our author was born in South Africa in an Eastern Cape province in a village known as Zikoven village. And so he grew up herding cattle and molding of gods from clay as usual African boys. And later he grew very fond of words and images. Then he became a writer and a filmmaker and a photographer. He has written and published in various publications, and one of them being Chimrenga Chronics and Prufrox. And so he currently lives in South Africa. And what suggests to us that the book or the author is from South Africa, or the story is from South Africa, is that we are going to find various words of South African origin in the texts. The story is titled as Memories We Lost. Kindly subscribe to this channel, give it a thumbs up, like it, and share in the comments. Okay, the synopsis of the story is as follows. So the story is all about a girl who is mentally disordered, and she has this disease which is known as schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is actually a mental disorder which describes, or which shows a breakdown in the relationship between one's thoughts, feelings, and actions. So when this disease attacks you, it attacks you anytime, and you won't know when it will appear and when it will disappear. That's why in the text it says this thing appears and disappears like a ghost. Very interesting story. So we are being told the story in the perception of our narrator, who is the sister of the sick girl. So we are told that the sick girl has been attacked at just the beginning of the story, has been attacked with this disease, and then she has this they were like two people inside of her. She can't control this thing, and then and she cannot control this thing, and so after it has gone, the narrator mumbles two prayers, one for the god and the other one for the ancestors. And so we are told that from the point of view of the narrator, she tells us that this disease has really robbed them had robbed the sick girl, who is the sister of the narrator, her speech. So now she cannot talk anymore. She cannot talk anymore as she used to. And also it has also taken away their memories. So the narrator's memories have faded away. All their memories of the past, which they were happy, they were living in a little bit happy life, have been faded away. And so what we have are the few memories. What the narrators have are the few memories of which after this thing, which is the disease in quotes, after this thing has taken over her sister. So now this sister cannot speak. She cannot speak. So what she has is the mother is going through a hard time getting pastors, getting sangomas. Sangoma is a South African word, which means witch doctor or a traditional healer in South Africa. And so the mother goes to sangomas, to pastors, for the little girl to get healed. But then no, she cannot be healed. So it begins when the narrator now remembers this night. Actually, it's a night. She remembers the night when this girl, the thing had overtaken her, and she just get out of the house. She screamed aloud, and wakes up the sister and the mother, and then later she goes over around the village, and then she wakes up the whole village. So the whole village is distracted from their sleep. They are distracted from their sleep, and they go out in search of this girl, because she goes in and disappears from the forest. So now it's upon the villagers, the mother, the sister, to go out and search for her, because it's in the middle of the night. So men and boys go out and search for her, but they come back without finding her. But later in the morning, the next morning, the mother comes carrying the child or the sick girl from her shoulders, and then and returns with her at home. And then another memory, these memories that we have forms the title Memories We Lost. So that means there were many more things that happened at the back, but we don't have them. What we have are the effects of this mental illness from the sick girl. So another memory they have is while they were chatting with the narrator, the sick girl, who is the sibling, they love one another. So while they were chatting with the sister, all of a sudden the disease appears, the thing appears. From now on, the villagers and all of them don't know if this thing is a disease and it cannot be treated. So they call it the thing, and they think that they are demons which overtakes the girl. So now the disease appears while they were talking with the narrator, and sorry for that. So the disease appears while they were talking with the narrator, and the narrator actually thought that this girl, while it had overtaken her, the narrator thought that he was maybe adding some sort of a story in her anecdote. So what she does is she began hitting the back of her head with the wall, with their wall's heart. So their wall. So she began hitting her head until she bleeds profusely. So after bleeding, that's when, while in the process of hitting the back of her head and actually broken the wall. It's ironical that we have a wall here, a wall which is made of mud. That's why she breaks it, and then her head also breaks. So the thing cannot be controlled. The narrator tries very hard to control it, but no, she cannot be controlled. Then later, there is this another memory that also comes in within, and the narrator says that while they were also chatting, she don't know what happened. All of a sudden, the thing overtakes the girl again, and what she does is she was holding a bowl of hot porridge, and what she does, she throws it from the chest of the narrator. So the narrator gets hurt. She gets hurt on the process, and she doesn't know how she got outside that hurt. It's very emotional, very sad story. And so while she gets outside the hut, after the disease has gone now, the thing had disappeared. Now, after it has disappeared, now the narrator, the sick girl now asks the narrator, what happened to your chest? And the narrator says that, oh no, I just threw hot water, and I just poured hot water on my chest. So she doesn't want to hurt her by telling her that it was you who has done this while the thing has overtaken you. So it is so sad. Okay, so this disease actually gets very, very destructive, and while the sick girl is in school, and what she does, the thing also appears while she is in school, and she flings a desk and threw it to the wall and breaks the window. So all the children were like surprised, what is happening to this girl? Because we are told that there were like two people inside of her fighting. So she was not her. She changed to somebody else. The narrator comes in from her class to the sick girls, to the sisters' class, and then she tries to control her. She tells her, "Look at me, look into my eyes, sister." Perhaps she could recognize the sister, but luckily the sister comes down, and then the thing disappears. So she drops out of school due to this thing. So she dropped out of school due to this thing, so that she could go home and be nursed well or looked over for the condition to be healed. But after a while, now the narrator says that the narrator feels that my sister is not going to school due to this disease. Then why should I? I should keep her company. This shows the cordial relationship they have. They love one another. They love one another as siblings. And so she tries to sit down with her. She pretends to the mother that she is sick, and the mother tells one of the children who are learning with the narrator to go and tell the teacher that the narrator is sick, so that she cannot be she will not be in school for several days. But then the narrator and the sister tries to be at home, trying to be together, being together. You know, they are being there for one another. But then the sick sister tells the narrator, "Why aren't you going to school? You should go to school and learn. Don't worry about me. I will have new sketches each day you come back from school." Okay? So the narrator listens to the sister. She moves back to school. But while moving back to school, after going back to school, now she learns of the disease. That the disease that the sister has. The teacher teaches them of schizophrenia. She tells them that this disease, while it attacks and its attacks, and while it appears, while it disappears, She tells them the characteristics of this disease, which is schizophrenia. It causes a mental, it is a mental illness, which causes a breakdown in the actions and in the actions. It causes a breakdown in the actions, in thoughts and in one's feelings, so that one is not able to control him or herself. And then this disease has no cure. So after learning that this disease has no cure, what does the narrator do? So the narrator, while at home now what she does is she gets rid of the arsenal of medications that the little sister was being given, because the mother had gone to sangomas, to the witch doctors, to the traditional healers. She was given a lot of medicines that this sister was using, and while using those medicines, this sister becomes like unresponsive. While using the medicines, she becomes unresponsive. She becomes very ill. She cannot talk. She loses her speech due to these medicines. She loses her speech. She cannot talk. So she's like she cannot do anything for herself now because of these medicines. So what the narrator does is she gets rid of these medicines, which after that we are seeing that she becomes now healthy. They are laughing together. They are playing together. They are trying to communicate. They are looking at one another and laugh. After getting rid of those medicines, she tells the sick girl, the sister who is sick, to pretend taking the medicine, while after that she goes at the back of the house, throws the medicines, and they buried some of the medicines, and they become happy for once. So they play together, and that day it rains, and then they play outside their hut, their rondavel. So a rondavel is a hut, which is an African hut. A rondavel is a South African word of origin, which means the traditional huts. Even in Africa, we have the Maasai likes building those huts. They are round and they have a conical thatched grass. In Kenya, I mean in Kenya, we have those huts. The Maasai love those huts. So they are like round with mud wall and have a conical thatched grass roof. So while they were playing outside the rain, they were laughing, they were very happy. The mother sees this, and the mother thinks that the disease is about to appear. So what she does is she calls for another ritual. She's very, she thinks that the disease will appear after seeing this girl is very happy. She laughs. Okay, she calls for another ritual, and this ritual is like they carry meat and matchbox, and they put it in front of their rondavel, which is the hut, in front of their hut. So they put it at night, and they in the morning when it is not there, it is said that the ancestors have agreed or have accepted their prayers, and so she could be healed. The patient could be healed. So now, but while after so many rituals like this have happened, they came to realize that it is not the ancestors who have taken those meat and the matchbox. It is the thieves who have taken that. Kind of. So it is the thieves who have taken that. So the mother calls for another ritual, and this time the rituals do not work. So these rituals, the rituals do not work. So what the mother does is she is very stressed. She wants her girl to be cured. What should she do? she goes on, she calls the uncle, or the uncle who is the mother's brother, the uncle. So the uncle is the sick girl calls the uncle smelly foot. So perhaps maybe it is through the name the uncle has feet which smells. So they call their uncle smelly foot. So in the morning, while the girl was going to milk the goats, she tiptoed because she saw the mother and the uncle talking, and she was curious. What are they talking about? What are they talking about? Because they mentioned my sister's name. What are they talking about? What she does is she tiptoes closer, she held the goat and she closer to hear the words. So what she hears is that the mother is worried and wants to take to the daughter to a Sangoma who is in a very remote village. As the Sangoma is known as Nkunzi. So Nkunzi is known for her different kind of healing. What he does, Nkunzi, is he begs these people who have this kind of disease, because he begs. We are told that he begs people who have demons. So this thing is known as that the villagers thinks and the Sangomas thinks that this girl has demons in her. Okay, so we also learn from that part. I would like to take you back a little bit. From that part, we also learn that the mother thinks, what she should do, she thinks that she asks herself, why is this disease that had already occurred to my husband? Why is it happening to my daughter? So she doesn't know that this disease is hereditary. It can be transmitted from one generation to another, from a father to a daughter. So they have this plan. The uncle agrees that they should take the sick sister to the Sangoma, who is Nkunzi, a witch doctor, who is very well known, or who is very famous, for baking people with demons. What he does is he creates a fire from cow dung and wood, and then after it had burnt red, he takes the patient with the demons, and then he puts him or her in a zinc roofed section, and then he places it on the fire. The narrator says that he has never heard of anybody who has come out alive, who has come out alive from that, who has died from that. But then he has never heard of someone who has died from that. But also he has never heard of any patient who has survived from that, from those burns. So they believe that when he burns those patients with demons, that they will chase away the demons. After some time, after 2 weeks or after several weeks, the patient will be healed of the burns that they have been put through. And so the narrator says, no, I cannot allow this to happen to my sister. I cannot allow this. What she does is she takes the sister and elopes with her. Okay? So she takes the sister and tells the sister that we are going to see an aunt, our aunt who is sick in another village. So she runs with the sister, and they move, they walk at night. They try to hide themselves so that they cannot be seen by anyone who knows them, and so that they could not be reported and taken back to their village. So what she does is she runs with the sister, and she says that we cannot return to that village until maybe our mother is dead. Why? Because the mother preferred her mom, but I preferred a sister who loves with me, a sister who could cry with me, a sister who will be with me at all times. Okay, so that's the end of our story, and kindly like the story, share and comment, and kindly subscribe to my channel, and tell me, comment which story would you like for me to analyze. And so later I will be dealing with themes and then styles. So to give you a summary, a short summary of